Hey, how you doing? All right. Have a seat.
When someone meets Chris Hansen, it's usually not a good thing. It means they have just been caught on his segment To Catch a Predator.
So I would never have the discussion like that.
But today, Chris was not acting as a reporter. He was an MSU grad coming back to his alma mater.
You see these buildings where, you had your first job in campus radio, or you had this class or the other class. It's phenomenal.
Like his hectic work schedule, Chris had a full day on campus. It began by meeting current MSU journalism students and a live interview on Spartan TV. During the hour-long interview, Chris talked about some of his most memorable moments from the show.
I think that the Cambodian piece was obviously very emotional. When we went to India to expose slave labor in the soap business, that was emotional.
He also took time to answer questions submitted from the studio and web audience.
Why don't you have a seat?
Most wanted to know about how he felt being parodied on South Park and by Conan O'Brien.
But when they did the South Park episode, suddenly, I had credibility.
Current students found the career advice he gave very helpful.
He was talking about how he started out doing, little stuff, and slowly he grew, and I think that's just a really great lesson for all of us who are going into that field.
After spending the morning with students at the Communication Arts and Sciences building, Hansen came here to the Kellogg Center, where after a lunch he served as the keynote speaker for the 2009 Kaleidoscope.
During his speech, Chris talked about how the idea for To Catch a Predator came about after hearing of the group Perverted Justice.
If we could combine their ability to be decoys in chat rooms with our ability to wire a house with hidden cameras and microphones, this could be pretty compelling.
He also made sure parents talk to their children about the dangers that exist on the internet.
And whether it's talking about safety to your kids or talking about it to your parents or your grandparents, it does all come down to education.
Attendees to Kaleidoscope were glad Hansen could come for the afternoon and thankful for all his work.
I think it was very interesting, and it's a great thing that he does, and I think a lot of people will be taken off the streets that are dangerous to all of our young kids.
A busy day on campus, but of course, he couldn't leave without saying his famous catchphrase.
Why don't you just have a seat over there?
Everyone loves that from you. Well, thank you very much
My
so
pleasure.
much for joining us.
For Focal Point, I'm Sarah Yeager.